Hey all, so I want to show you what I've done to my Oculus and where I've got it to be perfect. Pardon the video, I'm not a professional video person, tripod and all that, and make a pro video. Just want to share with you what I found in my tips. So first off is the facial interface. So I bought the VR cover, which is what you see on here, but what I found is even their thinnest pad reduced my field of view. And I actually played around with it quite a bit. I did not like the field of view being reduced. And by the way, this is the VR cover pad on the thinnest pad on the AMVR. And I'll talk more about that. So then what I did is, even though I bought the VR cover, and it's comfy, don't get me wrong, loved the comfort of it for sure. With the thinner pad on the AMVR interface, no problem. I just didn't like the reduced field of view. So then I bought the AMVR, which is what you see here. And the AMVR comes with a thicker pad, and this is the thinner pad. And I didn't like the AMVR, and let me tell you why. I didn't like the little shims that you have to put on the side. The whole thing was kind of floppy. Didn't like that. I mean, I love the rubber feel. I also didn't like the orange glow, and I know you can take an ink marker or whatever and block that off. But I just didn't like that this was wider, and on my head I had to use the shims with the AMVR pads, even the thicker AMVR pad. I had to stick those shims in there, and I just thought it was floppy. I didn't like it. What you're seeing here is the VR cover thinner rubber pad on the AMVR interface. And this is pretty damn comfy too, but the orange glow is a pain. And you don't need the shims this way. However, this reduced my field of view as well. And I really do enjoy a bigger field of view. And the reason that is the closer my eyes are to the lenses, the more field of view, but it gets rid of some of the blurry text. Now, I will tell you, like on boot up, when the O shows up on the black screen, I can see rings. So the closer I am to the lens, I can see these rings around that bright letter O for Oculus on the black background. But on the home screen and everything, what it helps reduce is blurriness and the God rays, all right? So it's a trade-off. Closer to the lens, you get the rings. Farther from the lens, you lose field of view. And text on the home screen, text on the black background looks fuzzy to me. So I prefer to be closer to the lenses. So then what I did is I took the thicker AMVR pad and I put it on the VR cover interface. And that gave me the best field of view, the close to the eyes. Again, I see the rings, but focus is really good, and I really enjoy the field of view. However, here was the problem with the AMVR pad. So I'm kind of my head is a sweaty head kind of person, and whether it was the VR cover foam or the AMVR foam, I'd get it all sweaty, and literally I've had cases where it dripped onto my lenses. Not cool. So then I said, all right, well, I'd really like, instead of the pleather rubber, whether it be VR cover or AMVR rubber, I'd prefer cloth. Helps absorb the sweat a little bit, and for me, it's far more comfortable. So then I bought the VR cover cloth thing. Now, this cloth thing is made for the stock interface foam. As you see, it's short. It doesn't quite come all the way down to the nose. But it does work. So the little rubber bands, pardon me here, the little rubber bands do work. You can get them wrapped around to hold it down. Pull this as tight as possible. The way they have you do this, there's a flexible wire in here that you pinch. And so you pull it, get it all pulled up there and pinch a little. However, this flexible wire is not that strong. So when you take your headset on and off, it tends to pull away. I'm going to solve that myself. By putting a thicker wire in there, or maybe even drilling a hole in the AMVR interface for I'll put a paper clip in there instead of this flimsy wire so that it's stiffer and can hold. But right now it's working great. Pardon me, the sun just went behind a cloud. I lost my lighting. 1 second. Anyway, So from a facial interface point of view, man, I'm loving this. Great field of view. It's comfy. The cloth is far more comfortable, in my opinion, than the pleather on either AMVR or VR cover. And so that's my facial interface. Love it. So you know, I know how to sew and even hand stitch, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I may try to make a larger one myself using the VR cover seams as a template and just use some material. I may. But right now this is working pretty good. I think if I resolve this flimsy wire from coming off, which I can. Again, I can just cut a little slice here, remove the wire, put in more of a paper clip or something a lot stiffer. I wish AMVR, or excuse me, I wish VR cover would make some more cloth interfaces for people that don't like the pleather, because that's your only choice. So you can buy this and put it on the stock interface, or you get the pleather. Anyway, so that's my facial interface. Then I want to talk about the head strap. As you see, I've got the Halo strap. And I've tried all the straps. I mean, I bought this one, and this one's good. My wife actually liked it really good too. I mean, it's good. It works. It's nice, but I prefer not having the pressure of my face all on the Oculus, and I prefer the Halo strap with the band up here. And by the way, I'm probably going to make a cloth cover for this too. Although I tend to sweat around my eyes, not my forehead that much. By the way, I was last night I was in Poker VR for about 5 hours. And this was the most comfortable setup yet. All right, so I want to talk about power now and powering the unit for longer. So I bought this pack, and you know what? When I post this to YouTube, I'll put all the links in. I bought this pack, I think it was 17 bucks, 10,000 milliamp. The important thing is it has USB-C and power delivery. You want one of these that has power delivery because that's the best for the Oculus. So make sure you got one that power delivery. So I needed a way to attach it to my head strap. So as I said, I do know how to sew. I've sewed my own sails and sail covers before, and I did this by hand. So basically I just took some luggage strap. You can buy this anywhere. I basically cut it off of a junk little fiber thing that I wasn't using, threw it out, but I cut the strap off. And I made what I call a battery jock strap, because that's what it kind of looks like. Basically, I sewed a I sewed a piece on the back that would feed onto this strap. So it just slides in, feeds under the strap. Down here, to keep the battery pack from sliding up and down your head, I just put a loop through where the strap for the Halo thing is, and that just keeps it from moving. Anyway, I'm going to set my phone down because I can't, this battery fits tight, and that's what I wanted. I didn't want the battery to fall out. So I'm going to set my phone down for a minute. I'm going to put the battery in and show you. There we go. Pardon me on that. So anyway, there's the battery on the head strap. Works great. And then the way I hooked up the power was this is the cool deal, I think. So let me tip this down. So here's the deal. I bought this magnetic charger. Now I know some people say, don't get magnetic, it messes up the... Yeah, this one's really quality. It'll go either way. It'll only go one or two ways, but I wanted it low profile, so I didn't bump it off with my hands. And I wanted to not have it be dedicated to a cord. So a lot of these magnetic interfaces has a cord, and you're dedicated now. The beauty of this one is it has a USB-C port here. So basically, you can plug in any old USB-C cord. So that way, I don't have to have a bunch of different magnetic cords. I can take my long charger. I can use my PC VR Oculus cable. It connects to my PC. I can use the stock charge cord. It just plugs into this magnetic adapter and good to go. And then I bought this little shorty cord, which runs up to the battery pack. And now I've got my battery pack. So my little hand-sewn, cheapy jock strap works great. Actually, I stitched this up. Basically, I just cut it, fit it, and hand-stitched it. So with a needle and thread. Use a thin needle because it's kind of thick material, and I was done in 15 minutes stitching this up. A little bit of Velcro strap down here. Again, I made a loop on the back for there, and I've got a nice little battery pack holder. And then again, this magnetic setup is a way to go, baby. So, pardon the lighting there. I told you, I'm not a professional video maker. Sorry for the shaky video. I just want to show you what I've done to my Quest that is working perfectly for me. So that's my homemade battery pack holder. Little shorty USB-C cable. When I want to plug this into the wall or something like that, I just unplug this cable. Pardon me, I'm holding with one hand. I just unplug that cable, and I can plug in any cable I want. Again, my PC VR cable, wall charger cable. Click, you're done. Now, one thing I'll give you a tip on is the magnets on this were so strong that if you pulled it straight out, it literally would unplug the adapter here from the Oculus. So you had to remove it this way. If you tried to pull straight, it would unplug it. Well, what good is having the magnetic adapter if you're going to wear out your C port? As you've seen, there's plenty of videos and photos of people screwing up their C port on their Oculus. When you do that, you're done. I wanted something that I just didn't have to plug in and out, in and out, in and out every time I wanted to change a different cable. So this magnetic one worked out good, and I'll put a description in the video for it. I paid, I think, 18, 19 bucks for it. Believe it or not, it was kind of expensive, but I love the fact it has a USB-C port I can wear out here rather than my Oculus, right? Now, so this problem of it pulling out, what I did was the Oculus is kind of curved right here, so this thing didn't sit flush completely. And I used, let me see if I got it here. I used some 3M red double sticky tape, this stuff. And I put it only on this side where the Oculus is curved, and just cut a small little piece, and it's stuck down now and won't come out. And this stuff's tenacious. I mean, at first, when you first use it, it doesn't seem like it's that sticky, but once it cures up, you're good to go. So because the Oculus was curved here and left a gap for this adapter right here, it made a perfect little, this 3M tape made a perfect little sticky pad to stick that down. So now I don't have to worry about pulling that out from the headset. All right, so just that tip there. Anyway, so those are my tips. I am now, like I said, I sat in VR for hours last night playing poker VR. The cloth cover, the VR cover interface with the AMVR foam for best field of view, the cloth cover for sweatiness, the Halo strap, which I love. By the way, I bought my Halo strap. I think I paid $35 for it on Amazon. So be careful. I've seen these out here for a lot more money for the same thing. So, and by the way, this strap's great. It's, again, I went through all the straps. Did this, did the stock strap, did the pad on the stock strap, all that. This one's just for me. You know, and it's personal preference, folks. It's what I like, but I'm just showing you what I did along with my comfort and my power and my extended battery pack. All right. So that's what I did. Those are my tips. Hope it was helpful. Feel free to ask me any questions, and I'll post the links for some of this stuff on below the video on YouTube. All right. Have a good one.